Hi, Saen Higgins, and in this video, I'm going to talk about what states allow tax lien sales. Stick around, you're going to love this. In this, we're going to walk you step by step through several different states out there that allow. Now, here's the caveat. They all do, kind of. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly which ones to take advantage of right now. So we're going to get into this immediately. Now, remember, comment, questions. We're going to go through a lot of content in here, so please don't hesitate. Type a question in there. I get back usually within 24 hours on that if you have any questions. This is a great gold mine that'll show, and stick around to the very end. I got something super cool for this that'll show you and your family how to make money immediately on this, so stick around for this. Let's talk about what a tax lien certificate is, or a tax lien sale is. Every single county in the country has tax liens. Whether they offer them up to you and I is a completely different scenario. And about half of them do and half of them don't. So we've talked a lot about tax liens, so we're going to kind of stay in that area. But let me talk about what it is. It's very important foundationally that you understand how this works. It doesn't matter where you are in the United States, including Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Every state has tax liens on a property. So this is written into the state statute. So the state says if a property owner fails to pay property taxes within a prescribed amount of time, the county can offer those up for sale. Now, when they offer them up for sale is what we're talking about here. Okay, so with a tax lien sale, see, a tax lien and a tax deed are two different sides of the same coin. It's a function of when the state rules allow you and I to get in there. So let me explain it this way. Let's say that we've got a county out there that is a tax lien county because the state says that you can sell it. So what happens is this. All counties that offer tax lien certificates, doesn't matter what state it is, say that the property owner has to be delinquent at least 1 year. So you can't sit there and go, you know what, my neighbors are getting a divorce and they're not paying, so we want to buy a lien on the property. It doesn't work that way. They have to be delinquent 1 year. Number two, it has to go up to a public sale, which is kind of cool in a lot of ways because this rules have been around for over 300 years, and a lot of these rules prevent the big boys, the hedge fund companies, the guys with a lot of money from pushing you and I out of the way. So they can't go into a county and say, hey, we would like to buy every property, a lien on every property out there that has failed to pay their property taxes off. Here's our $20 million, and we want the 18%. And you and I are like, whoa, I don't have $20 million. No. Literally, if a property owner fails to pay $25 of property taxes, that has to be considered delinquent, and it has to go up to public auction individually. So I can go in there and put up the $25. It's kind of cool. So they say, okay, we're going to offer that in 1 year's time. Now here's the key. Nobody can lose their property for 1 year's delinquent property taxes. It doesn't matter where it is in the country. There is so much fake news, if you will, out there on tax lien certificates. You know, it's funny. I saw on a Forbes magazine article, you can look it up. I think it was 2004-ish or something like that, where it said, you know, it shows this guy with a piece of paper in his hand and he's losing his property for a couple years back taxes. It just doesn't work that way. Again, two different sides of the same coin. A tax lien certificate doesn't mean somebody's losing their property. It's kind of like, it's a flare gun. It says, hey, you're late, we need our money. What do you mean you need money? Yeah, we got schools, roads, bridges, fire department. We want our money. And by the way, to ensure that you're not late next time, we're going to charge you 16%. We're going to charge you 18%, 25%, 36%, whatever that might be in that particular jurisdiction. But that is the law, okay? So it doesn't matter what happens to the stock market, the foreign markets, whatever. That is locked in. And so that the county says, okay, but the property owner, Mr. Property Owner, Mrs. Property Owner, you have 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to pay the taxes to us, the county. Write this down. This is called a redemption period. Now, during that redemption period, nothing happens. Okay, I pay the money, the taxes to the county. They issue me a tax lien certificate. Let's say in this instance, it's paying me 16%. I'm good to go. Okay, nothing really happens. The property owner might not even know this is happening because, like that is, two different sides of the same coin. It doesn't go to a deed situation until they've been delinquent for a prescribed amount of time, 3 to 4 years. Make sense? So now, what states offer this? I mean, you've got all sorts of them out there. Let's just start with something, Florida. Florida offers tax lien certificates each and every single year. Now, as of this recording, by the state statutes, they say you have to have a tax lien sale in your county started by the last business day of May. We're going to offer 18%, and it's going to be a 2-year redemption period. What that means is I can go into that particular county, give them the money for the delinquent property taxes on that, and go from there. Now listen, you're bidding down interest rates and all that in Florida. I'm not going to get into that in this video. I'm giving you the fundamentals of how this works. You've got Maryland. Maryland out there says, we're going to do these sales, and typically those are in the summer months. Again, they're not strict like Florida is, where they say they have to be on a certain day. They have to be in this particular area. Now, here's the really interesting thing. The county sets the laws up and says to the counties, this is how you're supposed to do it in there. The county interprets it different ways. Not going political on you, but if you remember back in the COVID days, this is how we're doing the masking. And each county went, yeah, we're going to do it this way, we're going to do it that way. And it was really interesting because everybody's like, well, why would this county do it different than the other county, you know, back and forth? And I was like, well, that's how they do tax liens. Okay, here's the rules for the tax liens. How the county will interpret those rules is literally up to the county treasurers on how they conduct the sale, when they conduct the sale, and then once the sales happen, what they do with the leftover inventory, which we can get to later. But let's get back to Maryland. Maryland, they're offering, it's 18% to 24%. Again, the county can choose. So like in PG, Prince George's County, they say it's 24%, and it's a 6-month redemption period. Okay, Baltimore County's 18%, 6-month redemption period. And so every single county in the state of Maryland will determine how they're going to interpret that, and they'll set the interest rates. Not all of them are loose like that. Like you get the state of Colorado. Colorado is 16%, kind of, because it's tied to the Fed rate plus a certain percentage rate on top of that. It's really kind of cool. And you're thinking, well, Sean, this is all confusing because they're different rates. This is good. This is good for you and I because, again, because it's a little complicated, you have to watch these videos, you have to be trained on this. It keeps most people out of this because most people, as soon as they see a little complication, they literally won't do the work in order to make it happen. Stay the course, watch these videos, go through whatever you need to make this happen. But these are some of the counties out there that offer this. You got Arizona. Arizona has sales every single year. Matter of fact, they got one of the biggest counties in the country that has one of the bigger sales around there. Illinois, Cook County, they just changed the rules like literally in the last 6 weeks. So they're still offering 18% a year on their leftover inventory. That's a whole nother concept there. They're offering 24% a year in the state of Cook County. I mean, they have one of the biggest sales around. Last year, they had over, I think it was 50,000 tax lien certificates at their sale. It's like, what? You know, going on and on. So they're so far behind on that they have to have what they call a scavenger sale from time to time when they say, we got so much inventory, we got to get rid of it. The county needs this money. This is the opportunity. I want you to think of it like a job. If you've got a job right now, you probably know exactly how it works. You probably know you can do it in your sleep. Kind of think of it like that. This may seem foreign, and I'm just rattling some of this stuff off. I've been doing it 30 years, okay? But don't get intimidated by that. And here's the other thing. Don't get intimidated by the fact that you're probably going to invest in another area. And those of you that live in Florida, Colorado, Arizona, Illinois, Maryland, any one of those lean states out there, they go, oh, I've got the best state because it's in my backyard. Not true, okay? I'm using those as examples, okay? Like I've said in other videos, when you want to go duck hunting, you go where the ducks are, okay? So not necessarily in your backyard. Saying I'm going to start in my backyard, I always tell people, stop saying that because you're limiting yourself immediately. It would be the equivalent of saying I'm only going to buy stocks in companies that reside in my backyards. You've eliminated probably 90% of the best markets out there. Now, here's the beautiful thing. This market doesn't change. Okay, they have been doing this for over 300 years. Thomas Jefferson lost Monticello to delinquent property taxes. I've seen tax lien certificates in the 1800s, the 1700s, before we became a country. They're out there. Now, there is a lot that you need to know. So right now, I've got a brand new course free to you and your family. In this course, I will walk you step by step on the letters you need to send out, how to find the best counties when the auctions are being held, and how to properly be prepared to do them from the comfort of your own home. All you have to do is hit the link down below. It's higginsmethod.com, and this is my gift to you so you can get started immediately. God bless you and good luck.